Greetings, celestial angelic warriors of light, stepping divinely into your power and glory to rise up and manifest miracles on Pachamama with your great love and honor for all life. 144,000 rising together in perfect harmony to transmit our highest light, our highest love, and our highest codes into this realm, to be the catalyst for the great shift into the new earth, manifesting heaven on earth, removing all veils and separation, releasing all from any bondage or cages of the mind. We had another powerful day, many activations, timeline jumps, downloads. I was on fire all day today. So much energy coming through, many journeys through the night, but we'll save those stories for the end. Today, the Schumann fairly quiet with a 15 hertz manifestation, although we know in consciousness and in feeling and emotions we're way beyond any resonance right now. So we're feeling this in many ways, in many waves. We had 149 M1.5 or greater earthquakes. The most powerful today was in the most sacred portal on Easter Island, 5.8. All day long, we had multiple earthquakes in Easter Island, 5.8 the largest. Then we had a 5.0 and a 5.1, then a 4.9 and a 4.8. And many swarms of lighter earthquakes in Easter Island is at 22.714 latitude, 112.264 longitude, and the 5.8 was at 640 UTC. So we had the 222 and the 64 code. The matrix in Easter Island is right on the Tropic of Capricorn, which is the lowest point in the tropics. Then we had a swarm of Lemurian energy between the equator and the Tropic of Capricorn. We had a 4.8 in the Samoa Islands, then a 4.4 in the Loyalty Islands, because we are loyal to our mission and to our clans, to our teams of angelics. And then we had a 5.0 in Kokopo at 4:45, so divine 4-4. That's by the Solomon soul of the moon, sea in the Solomon Islands. Then we had in Indonesia by Java 4.9, and this was at longitude 114.044. So you have the 444 codes and the 13, divine feminine and the angelics. This was just south of Bali, 4.9. Then again today, the crown of Lemuria, the divine queen, fully activated. We had a trinity there, a 4.2 at Sandpoint, a 4.0 in Unimak Island, Alaska, and then a 3.9, 551 UTC, 51.146 latitude, 176.195 longitude. So the 555 code encoded, and it was Rat Islands, Aleutian Islands. And yes, it is the year of the metal rat. The metal rat connected to the lungs, to the courage, to the divine breath. We had a trinity through the Kundalini of Pachamama in the sacred Andes Mountains. A 4-4 in northern Peru by the border of our sacred Ecuador. Then the middle, Dantian 4.5 magnitude, 1232 UTC, 19.961 latitude, 69.195 longitude. Then the upper Dantian in Chile, sacred point of the Kundalini 4.8 at 1111 UTC, 33.223 latitude, 70.159 longitude. And the heart of our sacred Chile with the 1111 portal activation and the 12 of the code of the divine feminine. Then we had this massive V shape triangle pyramid through Lemuria into the apex, the tip in our sacred portal in Greece, in Crete, the divine goddess portal of 4.1. And then where the three sacred mountains come together, the Kunlun, the Tian Shan, and the Himalayan mountains, again, a 4.3. And then another trinity up in Alaska, Fox Islands, Sacred Fox, a 3.6. Then the Alaska Peninsula, Sand Point, 3.9. And then the Gulf of Alaska, 3.2 at 122 UTC, 59.384 latitude, 144.976 longitude. We have the 144 code, and then down into Easter Island, with the quakes there, 2229 UTC, 222, and then over to Fiji, 4.5. Then the final point in Indonesia, 4.1, 2137 UTC, which leads us back to Greece, creating the sacred pyramid, the sacred triangle. And right in the middle, Hawaii, our holy land, the sacred portal of Hawaii. So again, the whole grid lit up. We're all being activated as Gaia is being activated through this great ascension. We're all feeling this in our sacred vessels as the rainbow bridge is fully lit up, connecting heaven to earth. 37 into the 73, 73 into the 37, the 10-10 portal. Yin yang, yin yang, yang yin, yang yin. Divine masculine, divine feminine come together with the eagle and the condor as we're at the precipice of the two touching wings to take sacred flight together, to shift this thing once and for all of humanity. We'll start today's first transmission from Divine Sistar of the Light, Ann Albers, messages from the angels. Practice peace for yourself and the world. My dear friends, we love you so very much. Breathe deeply. Think of a situation, either real or imagined, in which you feel deep peace. It can be a place you have visited, a place you have seen in a movie, or one you imagined in your wildest dreams. It may be a memory of being in your lover's arms, or the first time you held your newborn child. It could be a moment of snuggling with your dog or petting your purring cat. It may be a time you watched the sunrise, listened to the birds, walked in the forest, or sat upon the seashore. Shut your eyes for a moment and see what comes to mind. Now shut your eyes once again and imagine being in this place of peace. Breathe deeply, relax, feel it. Breathe, relax, feel. Take some time to bask in the deep, peaceful feeling, as if you are really in this place or moment in time. There. See if you can memorize this feeling. How does peace feel in your body? Notice your quiet mind. When you are ready, open your eyes. See if you can bring up this feeling of peace with eyes open. Practice this simple exercise often in the weeks ahead. Pick one scenario, real or imagined, that consistently helps you feel at peace. Practice going there in your inner world. Breathe, relax, feel. See if you can memorize the feeling. When you are able to easily feel the peace for yourself, imagine it spiraling outward as a soothing light that fills your home, your city, and ultimately your world. The more you practice this simple exercise, the more you can tune into this vibration anywhere at any time, simply by thinking of your place of peace and taking a few deep calming breaths. In this fashion, you can learn to quickly calm your emotions, soothe your spirit, and relax your body. You can put your home in a bubble of peace and share this beautiful vibration with the world around you. Your peace is needed now. Your world is soon to go through the final birthing contractions that began earlier in the year. There are storms raging in the human hearts and pressures building that must be released by your dear Mother Earth. There are passions burning. There are souls crying for unity and community. There will be change. Simply by practicing peace, you can begin to mitigate the intensity of these earth changes. You can stop earthquakes, steer storms out to sea, and calm the winds that feed the fires. You can be the peace you wish to see in the world. You need not fear. In peace you will hear your guidance. In peace you will be steered to safety. In peace you are protected. In peace you become a soothing force that calms both hearts and winds. Dear ones, you have more power within your being than you can ever imagine. Practice being at peace, and you will experience peace, no matter the external conditions. Right now, many of you are feeling an intense desire for change, while at the same time feeling unmotivated, stuck, or tired. Be gentle with yourselves. Rest. Allow yourself to be still. Be peaceful. This is the gift you give yourself and your world. When you find yourself swirling with frustration, stop, breathe, shut your eyes, go to your place of peace. When you find yourself burning with anger, stop, breathe, shut your eyes, go to your place of peace. When you feel like you're going to burst, stop, breathe, shut your eyes, and go to your place of peace. As you calm your inner storms, you mitigate the external ones. As you release the pressures you feel inside of you by returning to love, you release the pressures in your dear Mother Earth. As you allow yourself to feel your passion for life burning within you, take the vibrational fuel that burns acres and steal it from the wildfires. Right now the world needs your peace. We are rarely so urgent in our requests, but now is the time to be the change you wish to see in the world. You will be safe, you will be guided, you will weather the storms of life with angels by your side and love of the divine within you. You can, if you are willing, intend that you want to participate only in peace. In peace you are guided, in peace you are protected. In peace you begin to feel the intense love that flows to you, through you, and indeed ultimately is you. In peace you will not only weather the storms of life, you will be guided around them. You are peace, dear ones. The world needs you. God bless you. We love you so very much. The Angels. From visionsofheaven.com. And from Divine Sister of the Light, Lisa Marie Wright. As we allow ourselves to begin anew, fully love ourselves, release control, codependency, seeking outside of self, and balance, harmonize, and embody divine masculine and feminine energies within wholeness, many powerful divine complements will be coming into equal, co-creative, sacred union. As two become one, these powerful unions will assist in taking this freedom ride to a whole new level. Love is in the air. Fully embrace union with a clean slate, wide open arms, and a pure heart. Our time has come. Let's dance. And today from Isis Channelings, Inanna, Venus, at the gate of perception on August 15th. Being challenged at your manifestation game lately? That's because Inanna, Venus, has reached the second gate on her journey as morning star in the Gemini meta-goddess archetype. Her journey as a morning star is one of releasing, letting go, as at each gate meeting with the balsamic moon on her rite of passage, she is required to shed a garment, symbol of her old self, identity, shadow, ego identification. As we journey with her, we too are presented with opportunities in the month-long gateways to shed our old ego, shadow aspects at each gateway. On 15th of August, Venus Inanna conjuncts the balsamic moon in the early morning sky at the gate of perception at the third eye chakra. Here she is stripped of her royal staff magic wand, her ticket to power magic, and her ability to manifest spirit into matter. Have your powers of manifestation taken a hit recently? It could represent an opportunity to change certain thought processes. For being stripped off her magic wand in metaphysical terms represents the time to release old ways of thinking, perceptions about yourself and the world, your interrelations with others. What rigid thought forms are now holding you back? What perceptions about others and yourself are now ready to be modified, changed, released? What are the blocks, limitations that prevent you from pursuing a higher, broader perspective, a heightened sense of intuition, and a greater access to your spiritual vision? Where are your thought processes lacking faith or accepting a false sense of comfort? Where do you need to bring in more flexibility, forgiveness, tolerance in your thought processes? These are some of the questions, situations that this gateway may open for you as we traverse the second gate of perception in a month-long journey to peel away certain perceptions, beliefs that no longer serve us. Intention is all that is required on your part, and let the Gemini archetype of Athena, Iris, Ishel guide you as to where you need to show up in courage, Athena, where you need to step back and let the process unfold to bring in rainbow blessings and joy, rainbow goddess, Iris, and where you need to help or ask for help and assistance, a midwife, Ishel, to manifest that which you wish to. We are on the cusp of major changes in the world. The old patriarchal thought processes and perceptions can no longer be sustained. Where are you being called to change your thinking? Be light in grace from isischannelings.wordpress.com. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Elizabeth Peru. This weekend's heart chakra expansion. Are you experiencing the ongoing global heart center expansion? I've mentioned this happening in January, February, March, April, May, July, and now it's back. This pulsing energy in your heart space is moving in waves, much like the cosmic in and out breath. You could be experiencing heart and high heart thymus flutters and deep emotional releases. Compassion is increasing in many. You could be spontaneously tearing up, feeling open and aware, like a small child. Many souls are advancing and growing in wisdom, and there's a cosmic reason. I'm going to give that a big amen. Can't make this shift up. And this is from ElizabethPeru.com. Every day now, I'm down on my knees, begging Goddess, please, release me from this insanity. Today from the great Archangelic calendar. Gaia is in the element of fire from the aspect of fire spirit. This specific change in feature shows that she has her target and is transforming, transmuting, and reassigning. There is no telling how far and wide this flame will spread, as it seems to have a good deal of fuel, but it is safe to say it will at least engulf a good part of our galaxy. We see many columns in our calendar that have gone to a pure letter. This is an indication that events are in perfect alignment in regards to mass ascension. It matters not what the body experiences, for divinity is above all things. The prior is also a quantum physics statement which can quantify all our metaphysical omnipotence with ease. We know how this ends. We can just move forward without the cinematics. The stagnation is up to our conscious mind, which is very insistent upon finding logical pathways to our future. Most cannot handle their powers as of yet. For this exact reason, they are still trying to bring forth logic to quantum mechanics. If we were comfortably, magically waking up to utopia, it would happen as quickly as that. In 3D news, humanity is starting to look for the source of its ills. It would not be hard to find who is behind the pedophilia situation or the many other atrocities against humanity. There are paper trails to all of these people, and humanity has finally figured out how to connect the dots properly. As a result of our efforts to move into higher timelines, we were able to manifest such a reality, and if we had stayed stagnant, they would have remained ignorant. Organized darkness has hit their self-destruct button, and this is a free will issue because they are putting themselves in the crossfire. Thus, we cannot interfere with the massive destruction unless conscious life is in danger. OD is sacrificing their leaders in attempts to bring their metaphysical help back. The demons they summon have been defeated and have utterly no power in this realm any longer. Engineering. We have to allow the crazy space weather to continue without interference, as the natural galactic climate is a macrocosm of planet Earth. This request is grandfathered in from Gaia's application to reset her natural rhythms without intervention. Just hold tight. The Sphinx is a hotbed for Mandela effects. This is most likely because it is the front door to a mighty gateway. The entrance has changed over a dozen times in the last season, and it is a sure sign of our rapid quantum movements. Africa is separating into two. This is an excellent sign as the Earth's oceans start to wane. The separation caused by Atlantis and Lemuria rising will set us into a fascinating place. Both mysterious continents are heading for the 8th dimension, as we see them following the dimensional Fibonacci spiral. For a median fifth dimensional consciousness to be achieved, the right amount needs to be firmly rooted in the eighth. Today is one of the most massive transmutation days in recent memory. It has life-changing codes attached that are macro in its dynamics. The residue of the combustion will release hoarded activations that do not belong to the possessing parties. Food for thought, Psalm 91:11 states, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in your ways." The psalm can be taken in many different ways. If you identify with the human self, then you should be comforted in the notion that you are safe. Although from a lightworker's perspective, the psalm should be a reminder that you are part of a powerful team and it's time to get to work. There are many prophecies on both sides of reality, physical and non. We are very familiar with the predictions of Earth, the 144,000 and the return to innocence therein. The prophecy from a non-physical higher self perspective has a prophecy about man's greatness coming of age at this time, and we are fulfilling every ounce of it. It is crystal clear that humanity has no idea what it wants. We must ponder and make choices and encourage others to do as well. The ones being decisive are the evilest among us. It is time to use the power of a choice on a macro scale. Humanity will not be allowed to live sentiently until a climax. This can change any time via the power of choice. 5D and Angelic News. An angel came by and played the Hobbit song from Lord of the Rings for me. They are truly social beings, and her message was simple. We are going home. The easiest way to identify an angel is the delightful aroma that they bring. There is no downside to connecting to an angel. Their primary purpose is interaction with humanity, as opposed to the archangels who typically only work on a macro scale. Enjoy the process of becoming. This is a sacred time, and when we reflect, it will hold a special feeling. Our galactic legions are incredibly active within our current events. They are very eager to give us individual intelligence. Please connect with them as you are guided. The tools for today's assignments are in the link in the description below. Today's assignments are: the higher selves of the youth are screaming about the adults that are leaving them an uninhabitable world. The legions will not allow humanity to do so, and thus will be bringing the sacred flame to the efforts of healing natural earth. The flame sequence below is an extreme method of correcting behavior. Still, because the people harming the planet are doing so in such a coordinated way, it most certainly warrants it. Engulf the earth with the following flames for a 72 count: white, pink, light blue, gold, yellow, green, red, black, copper, bronze, brown, teal, rose, gold, silver, orange, indigo, violet, platinum, diamond, rainbow. A good deal of energy that organized darkness has behind them comes from the tragedies of 9/11. Much like we did in Detroit, go back in time, transmute the events of 9/11 with the following light sequences for a count of 72. Black, copper, bronze, brown, teal, rose gold, silver, orange, indigo, violet. The quote, "The witches of the woods," end quote, are an extensive organization of malevolent black magicians, mostly based in very wealthy areas. These witches should never be confused with the majority of benevolent witches across the globe. The pagan traditions honor the earth and its majesty. There is no unprovoked harm allowed within those borders. These are two very different theologies. The WOTW is known for child trafficking, especially in Haiti. They do not reside there, even though they own businesses in the area. Abram and Maxwell are both members of this barbaric group, and the things that their friends, families, and other organizations that they belong to fail to realize is that all other agreements run dry to the members of this cult. This oath means that the will of the group takes precedence to all other groups or unions that they are members. This very theatrical group will take a shot at all other rival groups in the upcoming days. We are to see that all that is taken is returned, is brought back to their rightful owners. The modality in which we use is a mirrored flame that returns stolen goods and provides a self-reflection phase for the thieving party. The CCP has placed nuclear warheads in select locations at the bottom of the oceans. This is one of the unknown missions of their fishing boats. Much like anything we want to be found, put an orange infinity symbol on the warhead, then try to disable it with light blue electrical bursts. Archangel Michael can greatly help in this assignment. We can clearly see our spiritual energy influencing current events. We have paid a good deal of attention to Israel as of late, and a historic treaty has been forged. We will now aid the quest for peace, honesty, and truth with white, pink, violet, orange, and black flames that are to be sent to Israel and the Middle East in general. Hold for 72 count. Keep in mind that the spiritual center of the world no longer resides in Israel, and thus many changes will be happening. From the ArchangelicCalendar.com. And yesterday and today, it was also brought to my attention from Divine Sister of the Light, our gold dragon, Diana Dao Shi, from our lineage, that the CCP, Communist Party of China, are destroying all of our many of our sacred Buddhist statues and temples in China. One of the most sacred monuments, statues of our beloved Guan Yin, or Kuan Yin, Avalokitesvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion, has been destroyed. So please send the healing waves of the violet flame and the gold flame to these sacred monuments. They symbolize the compassion for all of humanity and the divine goddess, the sacred feminine, the divine feminine. And there is a concerted effort around this realm, especially in Asia right now, from the nefarious ones. And this is attack on our sacred feminine, our sacred masculine, in all nations around the realm. And they're being targeted specifically in these sacred portals, where most of them, this is generally an attack on all religions and all sacred traditions through this atheistic, communist mindset, ideology. So please send your protecting energy, because these monuments and symbols are manifestations in the physical of the sacred divine feminine, the love and compassion for humanity. Today, from Shamtrul Rinpoche, Tibetan Buddhist master, no matter which vehicle you choose to travel in, whether it is a train, airplane, or car, you will not reach your destination without fuel. Likewise, no matter which practice that you engage in, whether it is a sutra, tantra, or dzogchen, you will not reach Buddhahood without bodhicitta. Bodhicitta often is translated as the mind of enlightenment, as the compassionate wish to attain the enlightened state of a Buddha for the benefit of all beings. Because, brothers and sisters of the light, what good is awakening? What good is freedom if it is only for ourselves, since we are all connected, we are all one, we're in unity? Now the ancient masters, knowing that in time we would reach this apex or this omega point where they could return to assist humanity for this final quantum leap of consciousness into the higher dimension, into the higher realm, at that time they chose rainbow body or ascension. In this timeline, spanning back thousands of years, there's been hundreds of masters that freed themselves from the cycle of birth and death, which we see as the archonic cycle, reincarnation cycle. But it was for a purpose, to build up the foundation for 5D, and great suffering was part of the energy, and we can say the construct or the foundation of the new earth. So it was a great sacrifice for consciousness to go through all the suffering and pain that all of humanity had to go through over the thousands of years into this critical point. So when the masters in the past, they ascended to free themselves and to be able to transmit from the higher dimension, some manifest back into this realm, as most of us know, the ascended masters, such as Saint Germain and Guan Yin, many of the Buddhist masters, to be guides and teachers for this great awakening that we are currently moving through. Today from the Dzolkyn Times, Kin 139, Blue Solar Storm. Solar is a name for the number 9, and its key words are intention, pulse, and realize. The 9th day of the Blue Monkey Wave Spell is a force to be reckoned with. The number 9 always packs a punch and is the highlight or climax of a wave spell, full of high energy and never dull. Number 9 days can be dramatic, which is fine if you get off on drama. Make good use of this energy, and by using your intention, make things happen. Today is Blue Storm, which represents self-generation, energy, and catalyze. What a combination of number and day. It doesn't get crazier than this, but if your intention is to make a big, life-altering change, then this is the day to do it. Harness this energy or be blown away by it. The guide for today is the Blue Eagle, which represents creativity, mind, and vision. The eagle shows us the way today, inviting us to look at the bigger picture. Consider this vantage point before making big changes. Eagle also teaches us to be creative with solving issues that present themselves. And today from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio, Blue Solar Storm, Kin 139, 15 August 2020, Pulsing Transformation. 15-8-2020 equal 15-8-22 equal 6-8-4 equal 18 equal 9. 15, Charisma, Magnetism, Alchemy. 6, Heaven, Christ, Harmony, Family. 8, Eternity, Infinity, Abundance, Source, Flow. 4, Form, Structure, Foundation, Earth. 9, Destiny, Service, Humanity, Endings. Kin 139 equal 13 equal 4. 13, Cosmic, Goddess, Natural Lore, 13 Moons. 4, Form, Structure, Foundation, Earth, Angelic. A magical, mystical, spiritual day of great transformative power. Day 9 in the Blue Monkey Wave Spell of magic, joy, bliss, play, merriment, and a return to innocence. Today we realize that magic pulses as its utmost when we see the bigger picture, the vision that generates the energy of change. Today we have tremendous energies available to fuel our visions and to catalyze joy, express as fully creative, alive, and limitless. Tone of creation, solar, tone 9 operates in the spiritual realm. Action, realizing, power, pulse, essence, intention. The 9th day of the wave spell is the one that gives the last push prior to manifestation. The solar phase is where we wake up to the fact that our will affects the reality we experience. So we begin pulsing, extending our intent into realization, visualizing what we want to manifest, and pulsing that intention from our heart. This assists us in making our dreams come true. This is potent manifestation energy today. What vision and intention are you pulsing into reality to catalyze great transformation? Happy galactic birthday to Princess Diana. Diana beautifully exemplified Kin 139. She was like a breath of fresh air as she catalyzed incredible change in the old stale system of the British monarchy. She insisted on being the first British monarch to be a hands-on mum, breaking protocol in order to raise her boys and keep them close to her. She was young, fresh, naive, and pure of heart, symbolizing the pure innocence of the divine child in the monkey wave spell. Kin 139 adds up to 13, which represents the goddess, which is also the gift of Kin 139. And indeed, Diana is the true embodiment of the goddess as she rose to attain incredible natural power through following the guidance of spirit and her beautiful, pure heart. She pulsed forth this solar, unconditional love energy through her heart, intending to love everyone in her presence. Diana always had the big picture in view, creating a world filled with love for every soul, particularly the children. Diana was a fearless advocate for change, working tirelessly in her charities to assist the vulnerable people, children, the poor, and the disadvantaged, the ill and the outcast. She was able to leverage tremendous power to catalyze her divine mission. She held the vision of unity and equality for all Earth's citizens, and gave her love unconditionally to all whom she met. In return, we crowned her the Queen of Hearts. Princess Diana's presence was indeed a huge blessing and gift to our planet and all humanity. That is the difference one soul can make, holding a big vision and walking hand in hand with spirit. May the goddess forever bless her beautiful, pure soul. We love you eternally, Diana. Today's question is, how can I catalyze the winds of change to fuel my greatest vision, realizing my intention? Pulse that out from your heart. Divine blessings for catalyzing this tremendous power today. In La Keka La Kin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 139, Blue Solar Storm. The mantra, the code for today is, I pulse in order to catalyze, realizing energy. I seal the matrix of self-generation with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of vision. And with the great power of your vision, beloved beings of light, let us know in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, your visions, your dreams, and synchronicities. And thank you for sharing your beautiful messages with us, great beings of light. It means a lot to myself and our teams of the higher dimensions on earth as it is in heaven. Peace be until all beings of light are free from all suffering. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and click the subscribe button below, the little bell to get notifications on future uploads. And as always, we have a link in the description below to the transcriptions of today's transmissions, and we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. I'd like to also thank everyone for your support on Patreon. The pledges go towards our great mission, which is currently on the prophecy of the eagle flying with the condor. And we see the culmination of this energy as a healing sanctuary in the Northwest. So the proceeds will go towards this mission. I'd like to welcome and thank Divine Sister of the Light, Alexis. Thank you, Sister of the Light, for your pledge and support. And everyone else for their continued support on Patreon. Many great things are coming. I've just been so busy lately with all the missions and the projects I'm working on and these daily transmissions that I had to put some work on the back burner for now. But I know that I'll be going on a great journey in the near future to reunite with my soul star family and the Venusian Queen through a sacred portal. And I see I'm having to travel through 3 great portals and then 2 lesser portals of 5 total to get to my final destination. I'll bring you all on the journey with me, and I see this happening before, around when the leaves change color in this realm, and potentially before the great equinox coming up, 144 coming through. Now for a couple stories, and then a short mantra of healing. Thank you for those that let me know that the healing that they received from yesterday's mantra. A lot of chi went into that. So if you didn't get to listen to it, check out the video yesterday, Being Purified to be the Golden Ones. So last night, spent many hours traveling many timelines and finishing up some work in the higher dimensions. Today, all day, I was totally on fire. And I then went to a sacred portal at one of the highest points of all my portals in this area, on the edge of a cliff, as I was connecting with the great condor and traveling through barriers and timelines to get to the Council of 8. So there may be several out there that could assist the eagle and myself with reuniting and connecting with the crystalline chamber with our team of the Council of 8. This is a great challenge because those that are left in the multi-dimensions of the nefarious and keeping this game going longer than it should have are preventing this from happening, because the Council of 8 has to transmit several ceremonies that I will have to perform on my way to the most powerful portal with the sacred condor. So as I sat, feeling the energies as my higher heart and all chakras were going into a dissonance resonance, Gaia sent to me a swarm of golden dragonflies to calm my nervous system, my energy down as they spiraled around me. The great fire coming in, I had to move my vessel to the most sacred tree I could find and put my energy into that tree as I was pulled into one of the deepest, darkest hells of the multi-dimension to resolve some final issues and problems in the collective false consciousness, and duking it out with the archons again today. But I must digress. We created the archons ultimately for a mission to keep this simulation going for as long as we needed. They were like gatekeepers. The problem was they got out of control and took it too far, and ultimately they forgot what the safe word was, which most of us use to no avail. But that is because there is a reason and purpose for this final shift and for the time that it's taking us all to be prepared. The universe is not nefarious. The universe is love and kindness, compassion, goodness. So it doesn't do anything by default or by accident. And that this is the pure consciousness, the God consciousness, source creator, whatever name you want to give to what we call the great mystery, which is beyond all concepts and words. And all of this processes of ascension are preparations for the final leap. The universe would not do these things if we were not ready. So these preparations, 333 coming in now, are all for our benefit. And I know it's very challenging for many of us, and many are going through a dark night of the soul, but hang in there, because we are very close to this great final prophecy coming to fruition to assist all of humanity to find the deepest love, the deepest connection, and to reunite with their soul star family from their true home, closest to source. And in that process will assist us in manifesting heaven on earth. And in that deepest, darkest hell, as I was under attack, I received etherically a mortal blow with a spear through my right side and through my lung and out my back. But the gold dragons are with us now, and they can heal you from anything. But I know many of these things that the highest angelics are experiencing, because I'm connected to all of you now, are very painful. But just know that you are being healed as quickly as you're being attacked. And the gold dragons are on this, the angelics. The angelics are not going to put up with this nonsense any longer. But we're at this precipice, at this end point, that none of us know how much longer it will take for what people call the event. And the event is the quantum leap of consciousness from Homo sapien to Homo luminous beings of light, which you already are, Divine One. We are beings of light that lowered our frequency down into this physical matter, into these space suits, into these bags of bones for an experience and for our mission to assist Gaia on this great ascension. And as I was in the deepest, darkest, hellish state, Queen Bee came to rescue me, to pull me out of that darkness. The Queen Bee is another manifestation of the black gold condor, the sacred divine feminine Shakti that is emanating now, that is manifest. And the Queen Bee, as she buzzed me out of that darkness, I came back into this vessel through the light, and I was anchored into that sacred tree that assisted me to reintegrate into this realm that we are in. We call it a realm because it is neutral energy, that it is up to us to guide the energies with our creative self, our infinite light, our infinite life, to manifest what is in our hearts, and to know we have suffered enough and that it is time for healing. It's time for letting go of that which no longer serves us, or that which keeps us down and in the dregs and keeps us suffering, and to shine our glorious light, sacred beings of eternal life, here now. And as I called upon the great white brotherhood and the sisterhood of the pink rose to assist myself and the eagle to be able to take flight, They are with us now, the great white bro starhood and the cis starhood of the pink rose. That was the Christos energy and the Magdalene energy coming together in the ancient ways, but it is part of that collective, which is part of this Council of Eight that is coming through now, that will show the way for the final prophecy to be enacted and to be manifest and come to fruition in the final culmination of these powerful energies of the divine masculine, the white gold eagle of the north, to touch wings with the black gold condor, divine feminine of the south, and lift up together on the sacred winds of the Great Spirit, flying all the way to the sun, to transmit the highest love, the codes of love and the codes of freedom to all of humanity to be able to take flight. And that is part of this ascension into the new earth, heaven on earth, the new Eden, the new Jerusalem. So connect now with these great nations of the brotherhoods and sisterhoods of the light that are anchoring in the codes all over the grid. And we know that the great white brotherhood is in the Andes Mountains and all over this realm. But one of the most sacred is in the hidden valley in the center of the mountains of the Kundalini of earth of the south. And the sacred sisterhood of the pink rose is in the east, anchoring the codes in a hidden valley in a sacred mountain, Xian Shan, the land of the immortals. And together, the pink rose and the white light sends its greatest compassion and greatest care for all love workers activated around this realm. So keep shining your light brightly into the night and rise up, rise up, rise up into the glory and the bright virtue that shines from your heart center. We finish this with a sacred mantra from our angels of the east. Om Mani Padme Hum, which is a resonance of merging the internal with the external and the external with the internal. Emptiness into form, form into emptiness, to activate your greatest power. So we'll do this several times and let go into the energy and frequency of this sound. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Oh. I love you all. Namaste.